Yeah. Is it Wanda?
3, 4.
Well, I don't know if we're live on Facebook right now, but
Maybe.
we're in like attempt number 3, 4
Yeah.
to get this, and Facebook keeps shutting down. So we're going, and I'm gonna mute this so we're not listening to ourselves. Good God. So yeah, that's been real super fun to start. It keeps shutting down through the computer, so I don't fucking know. But I probably shouldn't swear in these, even though it's my habit, because who knows, some kid could be watching. I want to say, ask questions. I have no idea if we can see the answers, if we can see the video, but I'm gonna try here, so please don't mind me doing.
Yeah, just bear with us. So while Kevin's doing that, I'll just tell you all about what this is about. This it's kind of a hot button for me. We hear a lot of, oh my gosh, how do you guys do all this? Where do you find the time?
Yeah.
How can you do this? I just don't have time to be creative. There's no time. I have no time. And I think about it, and I'm like, everybody's got time. It's how we spend it.
Yeah, that's true.
And then it's, so yeah, not a lot of time sometimes. I mean, you were working full time here for a while. I'm still working full time.
Mm-hmm.
Love where I work and everything, but you know, it is kind of taxing and it takes a little bit out of you, but you still got to just kind of grind it out and find a way to make some time. And I know, hey, I've heard all the reasons why. You know, got a family. You know, I got a camera. I don't know if it's going or not, but
it's going.
It's going. Okay.
It's weird because I'm doing this through the phone app, and we're watching it on the laptop, and it runs 10 seconds delay if it's going to the phone. So
I'm like, my hands aren't doing that right now.
Yeah, if it's so I'm not even gonna look except to check for questions.
Yeah, except for questions. Yeah, we're looking for comments. But yeah, I mean, family. I've got, you know, I work a lot of hours. I work 2, 3 jobs.
Yeah.
You got to find the time. You just got to find the time. I mean, even if it's 10 minutes a night. I mean, don't check Facebook. I mean, except for when we're on. But don't check Facebook. Maybe don't scroll on Twitter for too long. Maybe there's a really cool show you like to watch. Maybe cut it out for a while. I mean, we've both done it. I mean, you stopped watching the NFL, and
yeah,
I cut a lot of my social media out for the longest time.
I dropped off Facebook for a while.
Yeah, you just kind of make those adjustments. Maybe don't binge that show. I mean,
and that's a question I asked too. Oh, did you see the last season of The Umbrella Academy? Oh yeah, it was awesome. Well, could you have been doing that 8 hours?
Right. Exactly, and that's
yeah.
Well, that's just it. I mean, everybody that you can say that, and hey, maybe you do that with your family, and that's great.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times, you know, your family, if you're, you know, wife or husband or significant other, I would hope that they're a little bit supportive of you. So, you know what? Hey, I'd love to come to bed, but I got to take this half hour and write this script that I've been. It's in my head.
Right.
But I need to put it on paper. I need to put it on my laptop. I need to do something, or you know, I got to draw this picture. Like, you got to get your ball rolling somehow. And saying that you don't have time, you just got to change your mindset. It's not you don't have time. You just you got to put some action to that idea of yours.
You'll make time, really.
Yeah, you'll make time, and all of a sudden that time comes around, and especially once things get moving, you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I have this time. So,
yeah.
I mean, you could really speak to that. I mean, you publishing books and everything else, and having a full-time job. It's not easy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, realistically, you were doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Plus caring for someone that needed medical care. So.
Yeah.
And and you still got 2 graphic novels done.
Right.
Not just writing. Writing is not that it's easy, but it's nowhere near art. And I was having a conversation in a Facebook group. Like, I'm a writer. I can write a comic book 22 pages. The fastest I've ever done it is a couple hours.
Yeah.
And that 22 pages should take about 22 days to draw, maybe ink too. And then it has to be colored maybe, depending on what you're doing. So you're looking at easily over a month just to do that. And then a cover and back cover, whatever else you're doing. So there's a lot to it. So I mean, you did a lot with a lot going on in a short amount of time, surprisingly, considering.
Yeah. It didn't feel like it was a short amount of time, but you're right, it was. I mean, because you're right. You know, if you could do a page a day, that'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really difficult, you know, when you only got a couple hours of that day.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the comic book artists that are doing it professionally, like, I mean,
that's a page a day.
That's a page a day.
As pros, yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Astrofly, I draw it really fast, so that one did go much more quickly. Plus, I mean, I've drawn the guy so many times that
you get used to it and it becomes habit.
Yeah.
But
and that's what you need to do as artists and writers out there. Just you got to make it part of your habit, make it part of your daily thing, and do it.
Yeah.
You have time, and that goes for anything that you're saying you don't have time for it. You got to make it.
Yeah, it's about figuring out what you can eliminate, and it is very easy just to say make the time.
Right. Yeah.
Because everybody's going through different things.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're both single dads with a kid.
Yep.
And they're at their, for me, just about teen years, and his is in the teen years, and so those are busy times. You know, they're older, they want to talk to you, have conversations, all this stuff, and it's hard to tell them shoo for a while.
Right.
You know, but you find things like, for me, the NFL. I mean, I was Bears and Cardinals fan, and it was 2018 when I stopped watching, and both teams were pretty much doing a reset.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, do I really want to sit through this miserable pain again, watching them chase their dreams and not achieving them, while I don't achieve mine? So, you know, that was an easy decision for me. So I took those Sundays and just wrote, and I got the Vigilantics done by December of that year. It was out. So it's finding a thing you can live without. So you got 5 things. I watch this and this and this. Take the one you care the least about. That'll give you that even an hour a week.
Right.
You know.
Yeah,
something.
even an hour per week. You're right. Yeah. And that's a good point. I know we're all busy, but find something that you can replace that.
Yeah.
What part of that can you replace? Most people, it's their phone.
Yeah.
I mean, I lose so much time. I'm like, what just happened? I just looked at TikTok for an hour and I didn't even realize it. What could I have done with that hour?
But TikTok does that.
It does.
All of those.
And every kind of social media, or you know, sometimes you got a phone game. It's kind of addicting. You're like doing these things.
I've deleted all
my
phone games.
You were playing Pokemon Go with me for a while, but it does become a little bit obsessive.
It was so
and you
bad.
can get obsessive with these things, and yeah, that's what you can replace. I know I started off and say, you can find the time, but these are ways you can find the time right now. Like,
we're not yelling at you.
No. We're probably having. I'm probably having a conversation with myself right now. Like, hey man, maybe the little brick ball game we played isn't that important because
I've done that one.
Yeah, and you just play and I'm like, wait, that was just like one level. Why did it take like an hour? Oh my god, that's ridiculous. Like, okay, maybe you should sit down and draw a picture instead. So.
Yeah, that brick ball thing.
Yeah.
One thing you can do that I've done with apps is a lot of phones. I think iPhone has it.
I'm sure they do.
But
I know where you're going with
the
this.
Androids have the digital well-being, or you can time it, or you can download. There are plenty of apps.
Yeah.
But you can set timers for each app. So I would have 15 minutes on Twitter, and it would tell me you got 5 minutes left. You got 1 minute left, and then we'll go black and white for the last minute. And I'm like,
hurry up and get
it's
this
not that
awful thing to
important.
say about somebody.
Yeah, to say this dumb, snarky thing that I was going to say.
Yeah.
And it's just, nobody cares. So I just close it, and it's done. And then then you know how long you've been on it. That's the thing too. You don't know sometimes.
No.
Especially with the games. And I was set my games like that too when I still had them on there.
Yeah.
Until I finally just got sick of it.
You become a time suck, and that's it's difficult.
Yeah.
These aren't. This isn't easy to do these things. It's not easy. So
no, and even with all day, now doing this full time, I feel like I don't have enough time.
Right.
But that's the thing too. You have to be patient with yourself. I for a while until I cleaned the mirror, I wrote patience on the top of the mirror with a dry erase marker just to remind myself, like, yeah, it's going to take time. This is going to take time.
Yeah.
Now, I'll still cram a lot of work into a day sometimes. And then other days I'm like, I get a little bit done and I'm beating myself up over it because, you know, writing takes a lot of thought, planning, things like that.
Yeah.
All the time you're not actually typing and you're sitting there thinking about it, trying to figure out what's this character's name, what's the motivation for doing this or that. That's all writing time, whether you realize it or not. It's not just words on paper. So you have to give yourself a little credit for stuff. I keep my book with my lists for what I want to do each day. I write the stuff in that I do that's not on the list. So if I got to do this, and then I just do it, I'll write it in the book so that I know I did something.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll look the next day. What did I? Oh yeah, I did that already. You know, and I know it's done too. So that's helpful. My sister is writing a novel, and I've seen her on Instagram. She puts on her stories how many words she's written that day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other day was 250, which doesn't seem like a lot. You know, when you're looking at numbers.
Something.
Right, but she had another day. It was like 2,400 or something like that, which means she got to spend some time on it. But she's also working and everything else, you know, and it's what you have to do to remind yourself you're actually getting it done. So, I don't know, like what else do you do that's helpful? I know
kind of reminding yourself.
Yeah.
Like, just kind of like what you said and with your example with your sister, like 250 one day, 2,000. Don't get hung up on, maybe I didn't do as much. Maybe you did, and it just doesn't translate. That's another thing. Like, sometimes I'm like, God, man, that's all day long, and all I did was this one page, like, and I'm just doing, like, loose pencils. Man, it looks like crap, but I'm like, man, how many times do you have to erase that? You're still trying to get things just right. So, don't beat yourself up over it. And you still got to have fun with it, too. I mean, you're doing this for fun, not just not just to get money. I mean, the money and stuff, that you hope that comes eventually. But you got to have fun with it first, and you have to do it and find a way to adjust your day.
Yeah.
To make yourself do things that you want to see yourself doing for the rest of your life. That's the big thing. Like, you want to do this the rest of your life, right? Like, you want to write books, or you want to make comics, or maybe you want to be some sort of like influencer. I mean, there's so many things where this applies. Or if you're an entrepreneur and you want to start your own business, and find the little things that you can do instead of playing the brickball game or playing playing on your PlayStation. I mean, man, you get going on some of those video games. You're like, well, what just happened here? It's like 3 a.m. Like, man, what could you have done till 3 a.m. that you could, because you're going to work the next day tired no matter what. So hopefully you got something accomplished, not just became champ in UFC.
That's the one okay thing about doing this full time. The other day I was building journals, watching Jeopardy on Netflix because they put a new collection up.
Oh, nice.
Till 5 a.m. and I was like, oh, I was wide awake. Like,
you were working.
I guess I'll sleep a little. But
yeah.
I am here in the morning. I can do that. I think it's a little ADD brain at the same time.
Yeah.
But I remember that day I did a lot, doing some stuff. Thought about this game that I downloaded on Game Pass. Played it for half an hour. Went back to work.
Yeah.
Do that take a break.
Reward yourself.
Yeah, if you're having a long day, and it just kind of helps you kind of break away from that weird focus for a minute. Kind of reset your brain a little bit.
That does remind me of something else. I do want to reward myself.
Mm-hmm.
So the day that I was like, oh, off on a Monday, that's pretty awesome. I'm going to do some drawing.
Yeah.
Get it done, so I don't feel guilty when I play PlayStation later.
Yeah.
I want to play some of these games, but I also got to get some work done too. So reward yourself for it.
And we could say don't feel guilty. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
I didn't. I could have been doing it.
Yeah. I could have, would have, should have. And
just use that as motivation to do it next time.
yeah.
And if you get 10 words written, if you get one panel on a comic book page drawn, you've done something. Do something a little bit if it's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're going to have to change what you're doing. Sometimes the pattern you're doing isn't going to work forever. For a while, I was getting up for like 4 in the morning for a little bit.
Yeah.
Before I'd normally get up at 5 or 5:30 to go to work. But just waking up, hitting the coffee, taking my Adderall, which that's something I'll talk about in a minute too, because that's something you have to deal with. But just going and just sit down and immediately before I do anything, don't look at the phone, don't look at any, turn the alarm off and go and just start writing. And sometimes I get good chunks out, and that worked for a little while, and then I had to figure out something else. So sometimes you're gonna have to do that. Like, this isn't working anymore. Then do something else.
Yeah. Change it up.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do.
And like for me, ADHD, ADD, whatever you call it, whichever way you go, it's a real thing, and I didn't treat it till I was 40. So if you look at when I started getting things done, I was 41.
Yeah.
In 2017, that's when we started this, and I could actually do it and focus. If you have it, find a way to treat it. If you can't, you don't have insurance, you can't afford it, totally understand that. Find ways to kind of trick yourself a little bit into doing things. A big thing for me, and you still deal with it even with the Adderall or whatever medication you're taking. There are a few. That stuff still affects you in ways. I like to keep organized. That helps me a lot. And even getting organized sometimes is difficult. But, I do what I can. And when I feel it kind of kicking in, you can sometimes sit and focus on the wrong thing. You can put on a TV show and then realize you binged an entire series in a day. So you get your focus in the wrong place. It happens.
Yeah.
If you start to feel like, okay, I'm feeling it, I'm feeling a little bit more focused, I do smaller tasks while I'm waiting for it, like the dishes or fold laundry, stuff that has an ending to it.
Yeah.
Or, you put on like Supernatural or something, you're 15 seasons in by the time you realize what happened.
Yeah.
So find smaller tasks that you can complete in a short amount of time, and once you feel that focus going, turn to the work.
Yep.
Turn to what you want to do. So that helps me doing the little things. So I don't know.
That's a good call. 'Cause
Yeah.
even without ADHD, I should probably do that kind of thing anyway, because you're right. You're waiting for stuff. I mean, if I'm scanning stuff, and it just takes forever. Or,
Yeah.
loading stuff into the computer, like, yeah, you're right. It just
It's
takes
so,
a minute.
so
and
easy
it's
to
so
get
easy to fall
distracted.
into something else.
Yeah.
We have everything at our fingertips now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is accessible, and it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Super awesome. I mean, we are, it's not like when we were kids and turn on the TV, it's like it's Leave It to Beaver or People's Court. Like, that sucks.
Yeah.
So,
Not good.
yeah. So they're like, dude, you got kids that they never to watch Leave It to Beaver. That's awesome.
Well, yeah. Other than that, I don't think I have any real major tips.
Yeah. Reach out to us too.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be on this video. We're pretty accessible.
Yeah.
Dalyn Beaker Art, or just Dalyn Beaker, depending on which social media platform it is. Reach out. Kevin Moyers.
Yeah,
All the different stuff.
Bunny
Yeah,
17
we're
things.
Bunny 17 Media. If you want to just ask in general or both of us, yeah, we're happy to. We don't have all the answers, but we'll give you what works for us, and hopefully it helps you out.
And I'd say just like to recap basic stuff, a little bit a day, if that's all you can do, that's fine. Get rid of your least important hobbies or habits.
Yeah.
Stuff you don't care about that much.
Things that are distractions more than they are hobbies.
Find a way to focus on what you're doing. That's big. And track your own progress. Write it down. What did you do today? So that you can look the next day and go, I accomplished something.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, look, the pages will start stacking up. If you're drawing, writing, whatever. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, if you're working on a screenplay or something like that. And I'll say this for the next video. Never mind. I'll tell you afterward. Yeah, I got our next video figured out, I think.
And research counts, by the way. Any research you do counts as writing.
Absolutely.
100%, because that's important.
Yeah.
I mean, how would I know what a bullet does to somebody's shoulder if I didn't spend 2 hours looking at medical stuff online so that I could write a few sentences about it? You kind of need to do that if you want to be accurate. So all of that counts. All of that is important. Don't don't just look at the words or the pencils on the page.
Yeah.
So
I look up stuff too for drawing purposes. I mean, sometimes I'm like, what should this look like? You know. So there you have it.
There you go. Thanks for tuning in. If you're on Facebook or Instagram watching this, please follow us. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe, tell your friends. Come back. We're trying to do this every Thursday.
We've been doing pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm giving us a little. Hey, we got to give ourselves a little bit of credit there because we're making time to do this, and it's so we're out of our comfort zone.
There you go.
Bad. For me,
I could do this all day.
You love doing this stuff. I'm like,
hi,
here it comes.
I'm here for me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I can help you, that's nice. But yeah, I mean, every Thursday, 6
Pacific,
West Coast, 9 East Coast, and you figure it out in between. You're smart enough. But I think we did Tuesday the first time.
Did we?
But yeah, we did.
Oh, I thought it was a Thursday.
Moved over to Thursday because I figured, well, my kid's not here on Tuesday. She's with her mom. So if we ever get them both on this thing, it would be nice.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was a Tuesday the first time. Yeah. Well, we're working on it. Yeah. We're working on it.
We'll get them eventually. But yeah, just tune in, ask your questions. If you want to ask questions during the week, hey, can you answer this?
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, we need help coming up with stuff to talk about anyway. So that's so little insight. It's usually a text around 2:00. I don't have any clue what we're going to be doing. I'm like, oh, okay. And I come up with a few suggestions. Like, that one. Okay.
Yeah. I was in Jackalope world today.
Yeah.
So, But anyway, thank you. We do appreciate it. And, sorry about the technology issues. Hopefully I know how to end this through the phone app. Because if not, I'm just going to smack the camera and run away. So you'll see that. Okay. And stopping is maybe. Hello? How do we end this?
With a song?
I'll do it, I swear. I'll do it. I have no idea how to stop this. I'm being honest right now.
Wow, that's cool.
Here it is. Okay.